Pondercast is supported by listeners like you through Patreon. Go to patreon.com/pondercast and think about giving a small monthly donation to help grow this independent podcast. I'm Laurie Brown. Let's Pondercast. You are wandering through your city, in between one errand and another, and all of a sudden you realize you have some extra time, some luxurious, unexpected extra time. And the window of that bookstore is beautiful. All those new titles, those gorgeous covers in every color. You open the door and you enter with the same anticipation you had as a kid heading into a candy shop. And like most of your bookstore visits, you're not looking for a specific book. You are hoping a book will choose you. Every book you pick up and hold in your hands could be the one. You open it up with an open mind and an open heart, hoping the few lines your eyes light on will speak to you deeply, because you know that a book can change everything. I mean, just those few minutes of wandering in a bookstore can change your day, and the book you bring home to read can change your life. I walked into a favorite bookstore in Toronto. It's called Type on Dundas Street West, and was pulled to so many books. And I handled them all, scanning the pages, feeling the pages, feeling the cover. Ooh, that feels good. How is it that you can feel the tone of a book just by holding it in your hands? You can sense its level of honesty, its sense of humor, its philosophy on life. Is the author a cup half full or a cup half empty kind of person? Just a few minutes spent reading snatches, reading the inside cover, feeling the cover and smelling the colored ink. And noticing the font choice too. That's nice. This book is irresistible. It must be yours. And when you meet your new book, you know it. What will it be? Tanya Tagaq's Split Tooth? Or one called Meet Cute, an anthology of stories about how some people are destined to meet. Dion Brand's Theory. Essays by Heather Havrilesky called What If This Were Enough? Call Them by Their True Names. Essays on American crises by Rebecca Smith. I bought The Secret Lives of Color by Cassius St. Clair. It is so, colorful. A stunning book design, and it's filled with fascinating stories about color. This is kind of a new phenomenon for me. In the last decade, I've noticed color affects me way more deeply. I see a huge canvas of color and I feel drunk. I saw this book cover and thought, I love color, followed quickly by, I don't know enough about it. I'm curious. Curiosity bought that book. I look at my shelves at home. I notice that I rarely read fiction anymore. I am so curious about the world that my shelves are filled with nonfiction. Books about the brain and music, humanist essays, books about the night and paying attention and racism and dying and dreams and winter and silence and grief and the ocean. I am also very much aware of my own ignorance. I think I'm trying to jam up the gaping holes with stuff I want to know. But mostly, I follow my curiosity. Are you curious? Well, one way to tell is how many books you brought home, and are sitting there waiting to be read. Another way to tell is when you run into something that interests you and you drop everything to find out more. Because there's an urgency to curiosity. And the payoff for paying attention to curiosity, oh man, this flood of dopamine just courses through your body, floods your brain. Freud said the drive of curiosity is just like the drive for sex. Well, now you're really curious, and perhaps not just about sex, but about why would the brain think that developing our curiosity is as important to our survival as sex is? What does curiosity do for us? You are at the museum. Not just looking at the objects, but people watching too. See the difference between the curious people and the bored ones. Look, that couple has one of each. She's walking through the center of each room with this dazed look on her face, like 4 seconds from now she's going to be lying down on the floor and having a nap. She's not stopping at any of the cases on either side of the room, while her boyfriend is bent over a case and talking away to her, oblivious that she has now left the room and is way ahead of him. He straightens up, looks around for her, runs ahead to the next room, finds her, drags her back to look at what he's discovered. He's talking like he's found treasure. He's animated, he's using his hands as he talks, he's smiling, he's delighted at what he's just learned. She nods, gives the case a cursory glance, and yawns. Curiosity means that you get more out of everything. Books, art, travel, music, politics, I guess life. It may be the most important job skill to have. Curiosity is always in demand. You'll never have a computer take away your job if your job uses your curiosity. Because computers are smart, but they are not curious. Computers are just for answers. Humans are for questions. But your curiosity takes up time, doesn't it? Getting sidetracked down an internet rabbit hole on the history of the study of fireflies in Baltimore. And then you kind of feel stupid for letting yourself get derailed like that. But no, curiosity must be obeyed. You must drop everything else, because you never know where it will lead you. Questions ripen into interests. Interests ripen into expertise. And that can turn out to be a life's work. That fascination that held you today, that stuff you learned about fireflies, like if you swallow 3 fireflies, you will die. Well, at night, your conscious mind loosens its grip as you sleep. And those firefly facts talk with other facts in your brain, facts that are way outside the firefly neighborhood. Who knows what kind of connections you'll come up with in the future as this new information worms its way into your brain. You may not feel curious at all right now. I got it. Curiosity comes and goes in our lives. It's a great barometer of how we're feeling. Depression and anxiety and fear are curiosity killers. So is neglect. Our curiosity is vulnerable. I've been through unhappy periods in my life where I couldn't read a magazine article, let alone a book. I had no desire to know. Can you make curiosity a choice? It's kind of like making the choice never to be bored again. Can recognizing your lack of curiosity propel you out of something like a dead-end job? And can acting on a small glimmer of curiosity about anything help pull you out of a depressive period? Curiosity is this life force that we need to protect and cultivate. Some people think we are losing our appetite for intellectual exploration. I can see how they would come up with that because we're watching people choose ignorance instead of wanting to know more. Oh, it's so much easier to ignore our own ignorance when we stay ignorant. But actually, maybe we've gone further than that. What if we are actually cultivating ignorance now? It seems so much easier and advantageous than choosing knowledge. But what we get when we celebrate ignorance is prejudice and discrimination. Is that really what we had in mind? Or were we just wanting the flow of relentless information and facts to pass us by for a while, just to give us a break? Curious people can see their own ignorance and want to remedy it, not just with answers, but great questions. And not just great questions, mysteries. For curious people, mysteries are better than answers because in life's mysteries, our curiosity is working at warp speed. Curiosity is a force that deepens our bond to the world, adding layers and layers of complexity and wonder and awe and delight. It takes us out of our lonely brains and plants us firmly in the world. If you want to choose curiosity, nourish it, and head out to a bookstore. The good ones feel like sacred space. It's quiet, and look at all the people with their heads bowed, reading, thinking. Everyone looks like they're praying to a different book. Everyone is on a personal journey out of themselves and into a much bigger world. I'm Lori Brown. Have a great night and have a great day. And think about supporting Pondercast by going to patreon.com/Pondercast.